What is going on, YouTube? We are here at Berkeley Springs Airport once again, and we're here for the index race. So it was originally going to be the 6.0. They have a 6.0 and a 650 class, and there's not a lot of cars here. There's not a lot of 6.5s and 6.0 guys, so they combined them and did a in the middle ET. So now it's going to be a 630 index. I was ready for a 6.0. I had a 6.0 tune-up, so I had to come back here, get in some data, throw in what I think will do a 630 or close to a 630. So first round though is kind of like a test pass-ish because you can buy back in if you break out or lose. So we're gonna put a tune up that we think will go. We're gonna run first round. Hopefully we can get out without having to buy back in, and we'll see how it runs. But I think I got a pretty confident, I think I got a pretty decent 630 tune up in it. We will see. It's pretty warm out today, so the car probably will slow down from last time. You got to look at all that. You got to look at your DA, you got to look at the temps, you got to look at all that stuff. We softened it up quite a bit out the hole, trying to get a nice even launch every time, because it's index is all about being consistent, not really about how crazy fast you can go. You just need to be consistent. So we'll see what we do. Lindsay's up there drawing chips now because she draws really good chips all the time for me. So I'm gonna let her do that. And I just put a tune up in the car, and we'll see what we get.
Backstreet Barbecue's got jalapeno deviled eggs. Don't see you by the dozen. Make it easier for the morning.
So I went a little fast there, but so did he. We both broke out. I broke out worse, which means I lost. So whoever breaks out worse loses. So since I lost, I paid $20 to get back in. We're gonna try to turn it down as much as we can. Again, we're just kind of shooting in the dark because I don't really know what to do. I'm not used to turning stuff down, but it did 60 foot extremely hard. So we're gonna kind of leave the 60 foot alone and turn the power down on the big end and see if we get lucky. We got out of second round there, ran Todd. Looks like he wasn't ready or something was going on. So it is what it is. Both went a pretty good time. But yeah, so ran a pretty good time and we ended up getting the bye. So I'm gonna go ahead and run my bye run, tweak the tune a little bit, see if we can't get it right there. And then we'll be on to the finals. I don't even know who's in the finals still, but we'll find out here. All right, going for the finals. I got the yellow Mustang over there. He runs good. We've raced before. Last time we raced, I had a bunch of wastegate problems, and he beat the pants off of me. So this should be a good race. So car just made a test hit, and it was a good hit. So it should be a very close door-to-door race. It is the next morning. As you can saw there, I was pretty excited about the race. Thought I won. Well, I did win. I did cross the finish first. I left first and I crossed the finish first. So index racing. So typical racetracks, index racing is there is a time limit. Say it's a 6.0. You cannot go faster than a 6.0000. It does not matter what you do during your run, as long as you don't go 6.000 or as long as you don't go 5.9999, you win. As long as you got to the stripe before your opponent. The rule down there is they don't want you lifting or braking or pedaling or doing anything, sandbagging before the light, which in my opinion, I don't really understand the point of that because it's index racing. So if we're going to index race, let's index race. So say your opponent like blows the tires off and you knew he blew the tires off. So you would clearly let out so you couldn't possibly break out, because we're literally trying to run as close to that index time as we can without breaking out. So if you know the guy next to you has issues, you would let out, or if you need data, you could go, but then you could possibly risk breaking out if your car picks up a little bit. But the rule down there, which I know, they don't want you lifting before the stripe. Okay, got that. Clearly, I was under power at the stripe. He said that he saw my brake lights before the wind light. Now, the tree that is down there, it was made by a volunteer. The tree's cool, it works good and everything, but this is not your professional timing system. It is just a beam that runs into a computer box that lights up a bulb. I asked him, I said, so is there no delay on the laser beam to the wind light? And actually my wife asked him that and he said, no, there's no delay. And then he went back and said, well, there's probably a little bit of a delay. Well, as you can see in this video, there's quite a bit of a delay. And I don't know if it's always this big of a delay, or if it's faster the car is, the more delay, the slower the car is, the less delay. I don't know. But the proof is there's a delay. So if I am off the throttle right at the cone and I'm on my brakes, my brake lights could come on before my wind light if there is a delay on that light system. Was it close? Yes. I literally lifted at the stripe. And you can see here in this video, if you look at my blow-off valve, and it was good I had my hood off because I have video evidence. You can see my blow-off valve, that is a Tile 50 mil, and you can see the silver plunger. Before the stripe, my silver plunger is closed, which means my blow-off valve is closed, which means my throttle is to the floor. After the stripe, you don't see the silver because it is open, which means I lifted. So between those two frames, which literally is passing the stripe, I lift. So I guess I'm really good at timing, like lifting the throttle. What I should have done was drove through the beam. That's my fault. But it is that close, guys. Like I literally lifted right at the stripe. Another thing was my draggy showed barely a G drop, like at the we're talking like a 0.02 seconds, right? That tells me that may not be dead 660 feet at the airport. That could be a little bit shorter, and we're talking maybe just feet shorter or inches. I don't know, but it's possible that it's not actually 660 feet, or it's draggy, guys, and we know draggies are off. They're not dead on. You go to a track, they're not dead on. So the point was, I did leave on him. I did get to the stripe before him. He had a 630 car. It literally went 630. I went a 631, but I left before him. So you can win with a slower ET if you leave before him, and I didn't red light. So what do you guys think? Your opinion, you can comment. I said pay the man. If you think I lifted, then pay the man, and I just walked off. I then got my 360 video. I had the video evidence that showed that I was going past the beam under throttle, and he didn't want to look at it. He said, no, I don't need to see your video. You hit the brakes. So it is what it is, guys. I'm not losing sleep over $300. And I talked to the driver. I thought maybe he would I even showed him the evidence that I didn't lift. and he didn't really seem to care. He wanted his $300. So whatever, it's cool. It is what it is. We had a good time. The car performed wonderful. I don't know if we'll go back, to be totally honest with you. I feel like I won that race, and if anything, they should have just said run it back or something. I know the driver, he said about running it back. He wanted to split the pot and run it back. And I was like, well, if we're going to split the pot, why are we going to run it back? Let's just split the pot and go home. Like, it's not worth racing again if we're just going to split the pot. So I was just kind of aggravated and annoyed. So I just said, I don't care. Just take the money. Like, I'm packing up and leaving. So it is what it is. That's racing, guys. Sometimes you get a call in your favor and sometimes you don't. And we did not get a call in our favor, even though I had video evidence that I was under throttle through the stripe. So it is what it is. But we're going to be racing next weekend as well. We're going in the points race at Summer Duck. So we'll see how we do there. And then it is getting warm and it's time to get the boat out. So we did have the boat out. So I don't know how much video we'll be doing through the dead heat of the summer. We have lake trips planned. We're going to be doing a lot of boating this year. We will be doing Summer Duck races, some of the local stuff, maybe some New York stuff, but we'll just see what pops up. But anyways, guys, that'll do it. Appreciate it. Come like, subscribe, like what you're watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. See you.